The Range Rover is Land Rover's luxury top dog, and that doesn't look to be changing for 2022. Let's get into it on Mountain Roads. For 2022, the engine lineup should sound familiar, but how Land Rover is going to implement them could be very different for the new model. For starters, we think no changes are expected for the inline 6 mild hybrid setup, and it should remain the base engine. This inline 6 currently produces 355 horsepower and 365 pound-feet. We also think the 3-liter turbo diesel V6 will also make it to the 2022 Range Rover lineup with no changes. This turbo diesel currently makes 255 horsepower and 443 pound-feet. The plug-in hybrid version should also be available, although we think it could be using an updated setup. Currently, the plug-in hybrid version has a turbocharged 2-liter 4-cylinder combined with a single electric motor. These combine for 398 horsepower and 492 pound-feet. The 2022 Range Rover plug-in hybrid could receive a dual electric motor setup with an electric motor powering each axle in addition to the turbocharged 2-liter 4-cylinder unit. While we don't have any numbers, we think this new setup should improve output and efficiency. We think the V8 option will return for the 2022 Range Rover as well. However, what this V8 will look like is the question. The current 5-liter V8 has two flavors. The first produces 518 horsepower and 461 pound-feet. Then there is a more powerful version which produces 557 horsepower and 516 pound-feet. There are rumblings that the current 5-liter could be traded for the BMW-sourced 4.4-liter twin-turbo V8 that powers several BMW M models. Output for the 4.4-liter twin-turbo V8 can range from 500 to over 600 horsepower depending on the application, and torque comes in at 553 pound-feet. We think the current 8-speed automatic transmission will carry over to the 2022 Range Rover model lineup. For the exterior appearance, we think the 2022 Range Rover isn't going to change all that much. At the front, minor updates like a new larger grille and slimmer headlights look to be visible. At the rear, the Range Rover could get a new taillight design. Again, no major redesigns are expected on the exterior. The same can't be said for the Range Rover's interior, which we think is due for a major tech upgrade. A new digital instrument cluster, center console, and center infotainment display all look to be getting a refresh. Knowing Land Rover and Jaguar share parts bins, we can use the new F-Pace as a preview to what the new 2022 Range Rover might include. Comparing the F-Pace's new interior to the 2022 Range Rover spy shots, we can see some similarities. We think a new high-resolution 12.3-inch digital instrument cluster should find its way to the 2022 Range Rover. This new display should provide several selectable layouts for the driver. A heads-up display should be standard depending on the trim and optional in others. The new center infotainment display should at least match Jaguar's version, coming in at 11.4 inches. We think Apple CarPlay and Android Auto will be included. The Range Rover's new steering wheel seems to mimic the new Jaguar steering wheel with a mix of buttons and switches with capacitive sensors, but being in a unique Land Rover layout. The 2022 Range Rover, we think, could debut in the second half of this year. Both the standard and long wheelbase styles should be available. We have no information on the price, and currently the standard wheelbase inline 6 starts at $92,000, so you can work up from there. We also don't have info on the full model lineup, although we do expect trims like the HSE and Autobiography to return. We think it will be landing on dealer lots in the first half of 2022. There you have it, the 2022 Land Rover Range Rover. Are you a current Range Rover owner? If so, I'd like to hear your thoughts on them and what you'd like to see in 2022. Let me know down below. And if you haven't already, I hope you'll check out some other upcoming vehicles. There are some great ones coming. I hope you'll join us again on Mountain Roads.